Oh, man.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and I'm going to react to a song request on my Ko-fi site by Mikey Cole. Mikey, how's it going, man? You want me to do Mogwai, and it is a band that I actually did about 3 weeks ago, so early May. And that was How to Be a Werewolf, and I loved that song. I really did. If I remember correctly, they're post-rock, which is it's like an instrumentational music, not any kind of vocals. There might be some things that they're doing percussion wise, some weird sound wise, some electronic stuff that's thrown in, right? Not thrown in. I think it's actually really placed quite nicely and strategically. It's beautiful. That song was really gorgeous. I like that song a lot. And so this is Mogwai Fear Satan. So they're very creative with their song titles. I mean, their band name, that's pretty creative too. So yeah, of course, this is my second go at Mogwai. Don't know the song at all, but I'm really intrigued. So here we go. That's some buildup. Drummer, man. Oh, what he's got going there. Hmm. She's got it. That's it. Trance-like. Oh man. Oh. gonna cut to commercial. Wow. Wow. Man, that ramped up part flew by. Holy crap. 5 minutes? That's incredible. All right, let's get to the other side. Got some things to say. 10 minutes, 10 plus minutes of just two chords, maybe three, of just instrumentation, no vocals, no crazy shredding guitar, no solos of any kind, just stretched out chords, music, just floating space. 10 minutes of that. 10 minutes of beauty. I loved it. I loved it. I mean, it had me, I wrote down 450 and hypnotic. Because up until then, there was that slow, steady buildup. And like I said, everything, the instrumentation, everything was just kind of this floating space. And it's incredible how they created that, because you see the guitar strokes, you know, I mean, there's one guy who's kind of like, just going crazy. And yet what's coming out is this full, beautiful, enveloping kind of sound. It's just, you had two guitarists there, the one who's kind of going really crazy, the other one's kind of strategically, and they're looking at each other, they're connected. And the bass player is really looking at the drummer, and the drummer's kind of looking at him doing, and the drummer is like, what was coming out of his drumsticks, man. Oh, that was gorgeous, man. That is, so I looked it up before coming on screen, and they call it, I think this applies here, because I've talked about this over and over and over on this channel, because I gravitate this kind of music, it's kind of repetitive. Like, why do I like? And a lot of people don't. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't. People get bored with something that just repeats over and over and over and over. And even though I can make the argument that each cycle, each repetition, something new is delivered, something is different. For some people, it's just not enough. I'm hearing the same thing. Give me something new. Yeah, but within that next cycle is like, there is something new if you really listen to it. What are you gonna do? But I get it. And I could just, and it's hypnotic, and it truly is. So I was looking it up. I think ostinato applies here, which is a rhythmic ostinato. It's a rhythmic pattern that is persistently repeated. The use of a rhythmic ostinato brings a magical and almost hypnotic feel to the music that you're listening to. It draws you in and grabs you and just taken away. I mean, the true mark of genius too with that song is that in that performance is how the crowd was controlled. I mean, when they came to that quiet at 5 minutes in, I mean, that crowd, you heard a couple of noises, but for the most part, they were like completely in, quiet. And that was a large crowd. And then bam, 5 minutes in, bam. That was cool. That was great. That was well planned. That was it. They drew you in, drew you in, drew you in, drew you in. And then what's amazing about that is that I believe it was like 5 minutes in, a little bit over. And then when they were done with that wave of just sound, just kept coming, just hitting you and hitting you. It was 10 minutes over 10-minute mark, and the song was about to end. So for 5 minutes they were doing that. That flew by. That flew by. That was great. This band is something else, man. These guys were in the 90s, right? I got some information pulled up. I usually, after the first song I listen to from a band, I'll do the information for the band, and then the next songs that I do, I don't keep going back to Wiki. I might have to go back here a little bit on this one. So yeah, so Mogwai, okay, Scottish post-rock band. Again, post-rock, my understanding is that it's just instrumentation, just instrumental music, but there's some kind of quirky, creative, innovative things that are going on with some of that music, and this band has kind of done it all. Barry Burns, guitar, piano, synthesizer, vocals, Stuart Braithwaite, guitar, vocals, Dominic Aitchison, bass guitar, Martin Bullock, drums. And they were formed in 95 in their current day band. And they just put their 10th album out, As the Love Continues, actually a year ago. So good for them. And this song is off the album Mogwai Young Team. That was their first album, and that was 1997. Wow. Okay. That's interesting because this performance, I wrote it down, 2006. So this is really interesting here. The band took up pseudonyms for the liner notes on the album. Stewart was dubbed Plasmatron. John Cummins took the name Captain Meat after his obsession for eating chops. Martin Bullock adopted the alias Bionic because of his heart pacemaker. And Dominic Aitchison chose the name Demonic because of his childhood fear and nightmares of Lucifer, which would also inspire the album's end song, Mogwai Fear Satan. So there you go. Because I have no idea how they came up with How to Be a Werewolf, but now I got the lowdown about how they came up with this song's name. That's amazing. This song was 16 minutes long in the studio version. Do I have that right? Am I looking at that right? 16 minutes, 19 seconds. This live performance was 10 minutes or so. So the instrumentation, the instruments used here were guitar, bass, drums, and a flute. I don't recall hearing a flute in this live performance. Now, this is 2006. So maybe the person who was playing the flute just wound up not being part of this concert. Yeah, Shona Brown. Shona Brown was an additional musician who played flute on the album. So they did without the flute. They didn't need the flute. Watch, now I'm going to get all these comments. What are you talking about? The flute was the most important part. Well, for this live performance, it wasn't there, and it was amazing. So I got the lowdown on the name of the song, why it was named that. Again, Dominic's Catholic upbringing and his fear of the devil. That's amazing. And I think this is interesting. It goes to what I was talking about earlier with the ostinato, which is, so they really get into, so Wiki here is talking about the musical composition of the song. Begins with the guitar melody riff consisting of 3 chords by Stewart and John Cummins, which is soon joined by bass played by Dominic and a frantic drum beat played by Martin Bullock. And then there's quiet parts of the song, and then the build up to the explosion of sound and feedback. Mogwai was known for that kind of pulling back and then exploding in, pulling back again. And then there's that flute. They're talking about Shona playing that flute over tribal sounding drums. That'd have been cool to hear. Now I have to actually check out the audio version of this. And This is really fascinating. This song seemed to really get around. In 2002, a short excerpt of this song was featured in Eddie Kidd Rides Again, an episode of the documentary television program R.E. Brand, hosted by English comedian and actor Russell Brand. It was also featured on soundtrack for WRC4, the official game of the FIA World Rally Championship on PlayStation 2. Manic Street Preachers, I've done a reaction to them. A couple songs, I think. Used the song as the intro music for the 2005 Past, Present, Future tour of the UK. Part of the song was used in the 2007 documentary The 11th Hour. A remixed version of the song is used in the 2003 film All the Real Girls. And this has been remixed numerous times. And I'm listening to this for the first time right now. Oh, well, better late than never. Mikey, this is great, man. It really was. Good choice. And yeah, I think you have something else up your sleeves for me. So that'd be pretty cool. And in the meantime, I'll see you, Mikey, and everybody else on the next episode of Into the Music.